Hi, I'm Henny Eleonora. I come from Amsterdam, Holland. We are right now in Italy. Be precise, Pradamano, close to Udine. We are here at the Camp Academy. Yes, the Academy of Harmony, where we actually practicing many different arts of Kungfu. So we call it 传统武术, traditional Kungfu. The art itself is beautiful to learn not only about technical things, but also how to harmony everything together. We have special masters come from all over the place. From America, we have Philip Sahagun, a special master for these particular things we want to practice. And we have Master Tiang Shufo from China, Beijing, 8 Duan and 5-time national champion in Miadao. So they're all here giving the best training to all the people who want to come to practicing, share that knowledge. So,
hello, my name is Philip Sahagun, and I'm a martial arts teacher from the United States. Currently, I'm based out of Las Vegas, Nevada, where my wife and I run a martial arts studio that specializes in teaching traditional martial arts, performance martial arts, and the art of Mongolian contortion. This year, I've traveled to Italy to teach with my good friend Henny at his second edition of the Academy of Harmony's Kung Fu training camp. Done.
Great, done. What else? What are we going to talk about?
Next.
Well, so first of all,
let's do this. Henny, how come you started martial arts? Don't get too crazy with it. But then start. When I was little, I began martial arts.
Yes, well, that's true. When we was little, we starting by my father.
Well, say it again.
When we was little, we started by my father. My father is an ex-wrestler, and my grandfather is actually, he's not living anymore, but some kind of small boxing. People sometimes call it capoeira, but in the old days, they call it war dance. And after that, by my age of 5, we took up karate. I ending by my 3rd dan black belt, Shotokan karate. Then as kid, from a South American person, grew up in Curacao, we love Kung Fu. We can only go to the movie, and after the movie, we go outside and pretend to be one of those actors. So that's Kung Fu for us, but in South America, we didn't have Kung Fu school, only karate and taekwondo. In 1978, we moved on to Holland, Amsterdam, where then I get the chance to see many Kung Fu schools. And I joined the Kung Fu school in 1979 and learned Lok Hap Mun Kung Fu school. Later I went to Hong Kong and I lived in Hong Kong for a period of time and studied with my grandmaster Wang Xunting to the art of Lok Hap Mun, as I actually Liu He Men, Tai Chi, Ba Gua Xing Yi, Qi Gong, so on, so all that. And later on to explore myself, I go through China to meet many different masters, interview them, and try to find more about the authentic Kung Fu systems, and later ending in Changzhou. So now, here we are today.
When I was a little boy, I was introduced into the martial arts by my family. So I'm actually a 3rd generation martial artist. My father got me started in karate and kickboxing, which was really popular in that time. And that's actually where he met my mother. They were in the gym training together. And then a few years later, boom, here's Philip.
I like it, boom!
My family opened a commercial school when I was about 5 years old. But prior to that, I was raised in a stroller, moving around, seeing different classes. So since I could remember, martial arts has always been a part of my life. Naturally, growing up, there's usually some aversion for kids following in their parents' footsteps. But probably around the time I reached the teenage years, I decided it was something that I enjoyed, and I went full on into this practice of martial arts.
And then, after all those years, we joined the K-Star, a special Kung Fu competition TV live on in China.
Kung Fu Star.
Kung Fu Star, yes. That's where I met Philip. He did the first in 2006, the Kung Fu Star, and we were in the 2007, and we met each other there. And since then, it became the bond.
So I met Henny in Shenzhen in the filming of the second edition of the Kungfu Star televised competition,
Yep.
which was basically like an American Idol format show, but it was for martial artists. So what they did is they had different teams scouting martial artists across the world and then hand inviting them to come to this competition. In the first year, we had a lot of attendees, and they said over 100,000 applicants. And after the end of half a year of elimination, I ended up becoming second in the comp. And so they invited me back for the second year to become like a translator and a coach, basically just help out as the show was being filmed, which is when I met Sifu Henny because he was representing Holland.
It was great. We learned a lot of stuff. I learned many things, and before you know, I was right there in Las Vegas.
So I visited Sifu Henny in Amsterdam quite a few times. He's quite an unusual character when you get to meet him for the first time. And some of my team members who met him for the first time were really like shocked because you have this master who's very brash, who's very outgoing, and kind of the opposite of what you would consider like a certain master to be. But yet he is highly passionate and highly skilled. So I've also invited him to come to visit our schools at first in California and in Las Vegas. So usually when I teach in a training camp format, these students are coming in sometimes from all over the world, and they have a specific goal in mind to kind of be introduced to a new skill set. In my opinion, it's really difficult to gain long-term skills in a short time frame. However, what the students can be introduced to is methods of which to practice and reach those goals. So my job as a coach, for example, in this entire week has been to introduce different types of training concepts that they may not be used to, and hopefully they'll be able to latch on to some of those things and apply it into their own training. Because oftentimes the most difficult thing is learning how to break through a plateau. You reach a certain level, especially from a beginner, you can't do anything, and then all of a sudden you can do a few things, you feel some success, and then you just plateau out. So sometimes we need a little bit of innovation in the training methodology to get you up to the next level, which is where I come in. Usually daily I try to introduce slightly different drills. For example, different forms of kicking drills, different forms of conditioning, so that hopefully it can improve an athlete. So when I was young in China, I didn't spend an extensive amount of time training Kung Fu in one given school, but I try to do extensive notes. So whenever I could visit a school or I can see some training or partake in a training, after the training, I would sit down at my notebook and I would just write as much as I could remember about the class. I still have notes from like 2002, 2004 that I like transcribe and digitize. And now I use those sometimes as templates for running my own classes. If I found certain things helpful for certain types of students and maybe not helpful for myself as a coach, I'll have to put that into a category of teaching tools that maybe I didn't find helpful, but I need to hold on to them and understand them so that I can use them for the right type of student.
Very inspired. Great is that one. It's, I need to find those notes too. Not that I can
Well,
read
like,
them.
because like Bob White used to say, right? He's like, you don't like learn everything for yourself.
yeah.
You learn it for other people
Yeah, yeah.
as the coach.
I used to make those notes, but when I look at them a few more years back, I didn't even know what I wrote there.
You gotta write better notes. You gotta write
Yes,
write
you
it
know
more
what the
legible.
problem- you know
Yes.
what the problem is.
Yes, I have a question. What made you fall in love with martial arts, and or how did you get introduced with it?
Is that for me?
Wah.
Or for both?
Wah.
Okay.
We
I tell you,
we started the introduction part, but he can. That's
First
right.
of all, first of all, he was already explained that one. But first of all, like, I grew up also. My father was a martial artist before, and because of my mother didn't want him to continue doing this fighting and all this competition stuff, he stopped. She made that she do not do that anymore. And we grew up in South America, and South America is a little bit different in Amsterdam. So we all want to be able to protect yourself and fight. That time it was about fight. So then in this case, we learned from my father how to defend yourself. So then it slowly started to grow. Before you know, you was very young age, and we started to learn and practice it, and it was with one idea: how can I be the best? How can I be stronger? All about that. later it changed. It's not the same anymore because the mind was settled, understand different thing. It's now more about your health, how to preserve your health and so on. So that's changed. So I become in love with that when I saw all those Kung Fu movies, because we went 2 or 3 times a week to Kung Fu movie. And me and my brother, and everybody know us too. And then when we go outside and right on the street, we play games with, I'm this man, I'm this guy. No, I beat you in this way. So kind of type of thing. So it become a part, and because we don't have it, it's far away from us. I used to say the day will come that I will go to Hong Kong, the first thing I'll do, I'll kiss the ground. But the day I get the chance to go to Hong Kong, I never kissed the ground because it was so dirty.
I knew you were going to say that. I was like, I don't know about that.
Exactly. So that's me, and when we go, it become a part. Let me put it this way, maybe it sounds a little bit strange. I was obsessed with Kung Fu. I go up, I wake up with Kung Fu, I live with Kung Fu, I go sleep with Kung Fu. I was time that I sleep with all those bags and weight on my body and my legs, ready to wake up when there's 4 o'clock, ring go, I just get out of the bed, start jogging. That crazy. So good that I'm not that crazy anymore.
So Henny, you say you started Kung Fu and you had all this crazy training methodologies like wearing the weights on your body and doing all that stuff. But if we were honest, usually, at least in my opinion, the first step to wanting to get better is feeling that there's room to get better and maybe we need to grow, right? So as a young person, what made you feel like you wanted to be greater or something better than you already were? Because training is tough, and training is basically transforming yourself from one state of existence into a next.
Yes, but I think
Why? Where did that come from?
I think from the movies and the competition you see and things like that. You grew up as a kid, I want to be like that.
So you get inspiration.
Yes, but you're going to see those competition. I mean, look, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, all this, including Jack Norris. Like I was telling today to you, Benny Yuki the Jet. When I look Benny Yuki the Jet, I was still a boy, small boy, and I used to put a tennis ball hanging there, and every day to learn to jump and kick back. Because when I go to the karate championship, I want to be like him. That was the inspire, because I want to be the best. I don't know what that means, but at that time, I want that point. I want to be the best.
Just wanted to find the way to do it.
I just wanted to be yes, exactly. If I go and I win, it means a lot. When I go and I lost, it was so bad. I even had so bad word to my mom. I said to my mom, my mom said to me, why you train so hard and so many hours every day? Why you do that? You need to rest, my son. I said to my mom, I rest when I die. Second thing I say to her, I have a plenty of time. I said, Mom, I cannot lose a fight. Right. If I lose a fight, I want to kill myself. That bad it was. That bad.
It's pretty rough.
I cannot lose. And I tell you, I have many challenges in Holland. Kickboxing and so that. I cannot lose. That was the problem.
Why?
I don't know.
Why can't you just accept a loss or accept,
Now I can accept. But in those days, I cannot accept.
What part of your character drives you to feel that way?
Why. I sometimes ask myself, what the hell? Besides of all of them, I will tell you a small, crazy thing what happened. I think that I was doing so good to be meditation, quiet your mind, no aggressive, and so since 2007, I was put very calm. But all the time I can deal with everything. I have all challenge, except one thing happened.
I think I know.
Do you think you know?
Go ahead.
I came back from Italy, and I was at my home, and I was sitting watching TV, very relaxed. And there was this man come behind my garden, and they have this long bar, and I watched the window. And the water is leaking everywhere to my stuff in the things and so like this way. And I stand up and I went outside. They say, hey, you, what the hell are you doing? He said to me, what? I said, you're water everywhere, you're damaging things. So we started a big argument with each other. He's a Moroccan guy, strong, big guy. He said, what do you think you want to do? I said, listen, I'm going to come out and I cut that pipe. You see that? Yeah. Come, you try. And I went inside in the room. I don't know what the hell happened with me. Went on to take this meat out and came out with that story. Ying was saying to me, what the hell are you doing? I said, I'm going to cut the pipe. I went out to the pipe, but my house is behind is all like a cage. Okay? So I turned to Richard and said, I want to cut this pipe. And you look at, what you going to cut? What you going to cut? Oh, you come with a sword. You want to cut me? No, I don't want to cut. I want to cut my. You come down, cut it now. And he said to me, come out of the cage, you chicken, come and fight. And I look at the sword and I said, what the fuck am I doing? And my neighbor who know that I never do anything, I was quiet guy, they all look, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? So I put the sword in the back and I said, oh my fuck, what is going? And the man said to me, what do you think? It's just water, man. And he take the water, he goes, shit to me. I said, what the fuck? He said, water, you won't die from the water. Water don't break anything. Come here, get out of the, open the cage. He said to me, open that cage. I open the cage, he come like this to me. Come here, come on. Stop doing crazy.
Hey, that's the mic right there.
Oh, don't worry about it. So he did that crazy. So now suddenly, we're talking and laughing with each other.
Yes.
Smile, and all the neighbors, what the hell going on? And he said to me, listen, pure man, I tell you one thing. My job is cleaning the window. Do you know what that means? No. That means mafia. Because all my people, I work is territory. Don't fuck with us because we make one phone, a whole bus will come in front of you and kick your house, broke everything for you. Is that what you want? I said, no. So what the fuck? It's just water. Look, water don't kill you. So after we decided, I was sitting and I laughing. And he said, what you laughing? I say, because I'm stupid. I'm stupid, I lost it. I'm stupid. And the whole time I go out in my car, I'm still laughing. Because I don't know what went wrong. You see, I think all the tension from driving from Italy and all the camp working and so, I think was too much. So I keep saying to my people sometimes, don't forget, there is always some kind of bottom where it's still irritated, you can explode.
Of course, yeah.
There's nothing perfect. So that's what I'm saying to you. That's very strange. Sometimes it happened automatic. So.
That was a wild answer.
Yes.
Good times. We went on a wild ride for that one. Very good.
Yeah, man. I will never forget this. Honestly, that's small thing. I never forgot. I still see the guy. I still see him how you fight. I used to say to people, why fight? Why waste? Why waste time? You could do something different.
Right.
And suddenly, me myself, change.
Well, usually you've had to experience that to know
exactly
the truth of the statement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It reminds me as stress management.
Right. The movie?
Yes.
The movie, yeah.
And the guy, when Jack Nicholson say, take the gun. Why? We go to a monastery. Don't worry, we will see. When you go and tell this man something, you will see what the monks will do. You saw that, huh?
No.
You never saw that movie?
No.
Oh God, okay. Let's forget about that movie. No promotion of movie.
Which movie?
Stress management. What they call it?
Stress management.
Yes.
I
With
know,
Jack
I know the
Nicholson.
title. I know
Yes.
the title.
Yes. So they just wanted to show how those monk reaction, that they think they sit hours and years or the meditation,
Oh, right.
and you see what happened with the brain and stuff.
I might have seen it.
Yeah. Yes. So.
Have you ever had a moment of doubt, asking yourself, why am I doing this?
Oh.
Oh, and how did you want to
Definitive is one here.
Wait, start from the
go
top.
back and try?
Say, I've had moments of doubt.
Oh, many.
Start like that.
Many.
No, start like, I've had moments of doubt.
I have my moment of doubt many times, my friend. I tell you, last year, I did everything what I can do for the training camp. Many people do not know. Mike can already talk about it. I started drill, working. Remember, I do Kung Fu lesson every day, Kung Fu class every day. Suddenly, I ended in Italy, bought a nice, beautiful place with a beautiful idea to make. Then the Corona break. After the Corona, I started to work and fix. The work was so hard that I never know how hard the pain it is. Yes, I broke the legs, I break the arm, I break many things, cut many stuff. I still going. And there is time that many people do not know. I even sometimes cry from the pain and the suffering you go through that people don't understand. They see me smile because they don't see behind. Right. But that suffering I passed to try to build the stuff, dig everything, cut those wood, carry those wood, pain every day. And then they ask me, why do you do it? I say, yes. In Italy, they used to say to me, ma Henny, che cazzo tu fai con questa cosa? What the fuck are you doing with this? I say, yeah, I have a dream. Like I say, I have a dream. And what is the dream? You want to make something for other people to come to learn, to enjoy, to build. Hope one day I will manage to do that. So then every day I have to do it because there's nobody else to do it. I have to do it. If I ask, everybody work.
So
Everybody
how does that lead to doubt? Because the question is about doubt.
The doubt is that why am I doing that? Because sometimes you don't see that I go to nowhere.
Right.
Every time I fight with the government, fight with this, and the money is an issue, everything, you come to a point and say, you know what, I give it up. I threw it out. I turn around and say, no, I cannot. Too many people count on me. I have to go back. I have to finish it. So that's the problem with many times. Sometimes they know because I tell them after that thing. You see, so I look the place every time. January was the last problem. In January, I look the place and I say, that's it. I'll sell the place. I don't want it anymore. But then they say to me, no, you cannot. And then I say, yes. Here's my point. I have to go on until the end. See? So it is not without pain, not without suffering to build the training camp, to build this Academy of Harmony, because my idea is to make a place that people can come together to not only learn from one master, but many different masters, to find joy and everything in one place. That's the place. That's what I want to do. It's almost like a perfect dream, you know? But there's not without all those costs in between. See that? So, and the plan is to continue to build it because it will be.
I think in the process of life, it's really common to experience doubt. And actually it's been labeled in, I think, Buddhist culture and martial arts culture. We have common things to try to overcome is fear, doubt, and confusion. In my own life, I experienced that just trying to get from the point A of being an athlete and then point B of trying to force into some kind of artist category or role, or maybe after an injury or different kind of things happen in your life, relationships, anything. It could lead to you doubting if you made the right choice. When I become like an adult, and even you get nervous, you sign the paper, right? I remember like when I bought my first house, seriously, I was like, I did what? Like the next day, I was like, I just signed how much to buy my first house? And I was like, everyone's gonna do that to some degree in their life at some point, right? Like a car or a house or like sign, someone's gonna sign something. So we just have to understand that we train for that responsibility, right? So it's the same thing for our martial arts training. We do all these basics and these foundational skills so that when we jump a new skill and maybe we consider it like a risky move, we've prepared for that so that we can get it through, and our percentage of success is really high. So the percentage of failure should be very, very low. And that's how I start to overcome doubt, is I prove to myself that yes, you can do this, but it takes proper preparation, proper training, and proper time. Also, there's circumstance, which then that's one of the things to overcome, is the acceptance that we cannot control everything, right?
Exactly.
And that starts to eliminate a lot of doubt and the fear, because you realize that some things are just out of your own hands. Similar to a lot of people around the planet, my wife and I purchased like a really, for us, expensive building in Las Vegas because it was our first like building purchase. And then COVID did hit. And we put a bunch of money into the new project, the new school, and we had to pay monthly that mortgage, right? And no one's in the door, and we literally can't run a class. So I left previously being employed by a company called Cirque du Soleil, which is a good company, but I wanted to have my own business because at least you can have that, you know, it's your responsibility, right? You can go for it. And then when that's even taken away from you, you go, whoa, nothing is in your control. The quicker we can accept that, the better we can just start to eliminate the doubt, because we have to give it your own belief and then also the respect that things can change.
Yep.
When we can change, then you don't need a doubt. You have to just know that you can adapt. If you can adapt, then there's no doubt.
Yeah. There is sometimes I say, yes, I am sure where I'm going, but sometimes that tiny bit will come in, and then you have to be strong enough to stand up and walk it, you know?
Sure.
Yes. So we are walking it now, so.
And acceptance of limitations, right?
Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yes. We're living it through it every day. As I'm sitting with you guys and laughing, I'm still thinking when he was talking about your first house. Can you imagine
that was so funny.
Can you imagine I saved so much every year for so year, and then suddenly you buy the property.
Yes.
They ask me, please, let's go and celebrate. I run home.
Yeah.
I didn't stay. They asked me, why? I say, I feel so naked. everything.
I know what
Everything
you
it
mean.
took
I know what you
everything
mean.
away from you. All what
Yeah.
you saved for all those years, you just stopping it, and with the fear that what will it come out of it?
Or like for us, we invest in like Airbnbs, right?
Eh?
I had 2 Airbnb houses, and then all of a sudden the city, like laws changed, and we're in an illegal zone. So we have to shut down our Airbnbs that we bought and put the furnitures in. Oh man, that was rough.
Yep, that is very bad things, yes. But, like you say, you keep your mind going, believe that everything will be okay. That's just me. I see it one day by the time. Now, like today, I say to the guys before they come, be prepared, because this time it's going to be raining. And when the
You
people
didn't,
say
you
to
didn't
me,
tell me about the rain?
when the people, exactly, when the people say to
Say
me,
nothing.
it's raining, it's raining, what raining? What raining? You guys supposed to be training outside, yee-haw, in the raining, non-stop.
Well, I got to know those policies ahead.
Yes, yeah. I live what day, the day today is today and tomorrow.
Because I
we'll
have
see.
trained in the snow before and the rain, but
Yeah.
can't drag other people through that.
Why not? They come to a training
No,
camp.
if they're in the mood, then okay.
They come to a training
gotta be
camp.
in
They
the
have to
same
accept
mood as you.
everything what happened in the training camp. And second thing, I
Well,
tell you.
some stuff happened for
Yes,
sure.
I tell you this. When you come to this kind of training camp, I already told everybody, you go into a so-called forest. You will have all kind of insects, all kind of animals, all kind of stuff. Be prepared. You see, and you are not even sleep there yet. You're sleeping in a pretty okay place. But you have to be able to think about, you have to be sleeping in there, deal with the first time I come here, I was afraid those bees. I wanted to kill them. But when I find out that the bees is so important for the nature, for all the stuff, I decide to fight that fear to accepting it. Now, I'm walking under the tree with full with bees go, working and cutting. They pass around me. I don't fear them anymore. So that's already one winning. You see, all the, what you call spider. We have spider who's danger there in that area too. I also used to be afraid from now. I always walk through it. I don't care about it. Snake, we have 3 times I pick up the snake. They're not dangerous snake, but they're supposed to have dangerous because it's open. The snakes, dangerous snakes more to the mountain. So I pick up 2 of the snake, I think about 1.5 meters long. We pick up, first time I look at this thing, I said, whoa, what the hell? And then they said to me, oh no, it's the carbon snakes, no danger. Okay, so then I get used to it, and I start to see them. I pick it with a snake. I say, "Ooh," with a stick. "Oh, you're not nice," and I bring it to the other side.
You're not nice.
And let it go dance. Yes. I learned to not kill them, and including the mouse. We used to have a problem with the mouse.
Right.
Then everything. So I try to not kill the mouse. I even catch the mouse. I go all the way to the other side, let them loose. He said to me, "Are you crazy? They're gonna come back." Yes. So then I used to sit down in my school, talk with the mouse. You know, so I'll find a different way to live with them now. Now I'm walking everywhere in the property and all kind of crazy things. So yes, we deal with these things. I changed a little bit for it this way. I lost my farm life because when I was a kid, we grew up in farm in South America. We all grew up. We call it kunuku. You see that? So in living for 40 years in Holland, you live in the city, you completely forgot. Even the rain sometimes was complicated. But now I'm here. It's normal. I walk in the rain, I walk outside in the mud. I don't ever think anymore. I feel like it become a part of it right now. And I feel more relaxed about it. Yes.
So is this your way of returning home?
Could be. I have no idea yet. I don't know about tomorrow yet. It's a kind of way. I don't know yet.
Right?
My idea was always to go to the mountain close to the river and be quiet, relax, and sit down and meditate. That was my idea. Build up a pyramid and sit down and meditate every day. That's my point. But I never reached that point yet. It will come. See? And now I'm only basic on work. I have some Kungfu people in Italy, and then I visit them sometime, and they said to me, Maestro, what about the form of Tai Chi? I said, what Tai Chi? But hey, my mind is not on Tai Chi right now. I don't think. But you are a teacher. Hey, when the time for train is time for train. When it's time for Tai Chi, time for Tai Chi. Right now, my mind is blanco. I don't know nothing. You see? Like today I said to you guys, stop Kung Fu, finish. Kung Fu is done. You're finished, done. Change the mind.
I do think that there's a benefit to being fully immersed in it, as you said you were as well, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I did. I didn't say I did not. I was there, but it's something is changing.
Right?
Yeah, something
That's
changing.
over time. I think
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel it too.
Yes, I even retreat away from my school. My students are telling me, "Oh, you abandoned us for the Italian people."
It's horrible.
Exactly.
How could you do that to them?
I did not do anything.
I get it, I get
For
it.
40 years, I run a school.
That's amazing.
For next year
Lot
will
of
be
work.
40 years I run the school. I make many great masters who have their own school. You see, it is time to give it over to the new generation to work on, to level it out. You remember we did last time about the Ugay?
Uguay?
Ugay and the thing, do you remember the part we did?
So it's when your students can eat a peach and you'll disappear? What?
It's almost like that. That we say we give all to the masters, to
Right.
the students,
Right.
and we will pass away and
Yes,
move on.
that's
This
how it
is the
goes.
same thing. You pass it over to the new generation for them to continue.
Do you
your
feel
thing.
that mortality coming?
Yeah, I feel like that.
Right?
Yes, I feel
Seriously?
like that.
Yeah.
Let it go. I am not so attached to the school anymore. I used to be. I'm not so attached to the form. By the way, 4 years before I turned 50, I say to the students, some of them remember, I say, listen guys, when I turned 50, I learned to forget everything. They say to me, what? I say, I will give everything back to my masters. Whatever I remember, I play. What I don't remember, I don't play.
That's a good
They say
idea.
to me, wait a minute, let's pick up the video camera. I say, but why? Why? You don't need to. It's just let it be. It come and go. See that? So then, one time I didn't remember the form. My daughter Linda said to me, hey Pa, be careful for what you wish, because they will come true.
Right.
Because
right.
it's not to forget.
Right.
So then I need to remember the form, because a lot of the people I teach the form, they don't remember the form. They have to come back and ask me again. I say, why I waste my time teach you the form? If you pay me a lot of money, then I don't mind.
Oh, God.
But you put,
But in my opinion, for the forms,
it's just a joke with that. But it's
right, I
really
get
a
it, I
good
get it.
thing.
In the forms, don't you think that it's just paragraphs of motion?
Yes,
You don't
but-
have to really remember it.
Exactly,
It's a learning
but
skill.
not for the young generation who started.
The teacher should remember some of it, the teaching ones.
I remember my Chibangong, I remember my basic
Right.
training, that's more important. But the form, there is a lot of great form that has been disappeared because most of the master die and never get a chance to teach. I was a lucky of those guys, because my last master, Tang Chao Fo, have teach me so many so-called Mimi, secret form to not exist anymore, especially about the Liu He. And to preserve that, you need to pass it to another.
Right.
And we did pass it, but when you ask the people of that, they say, oh, I didn't train to remember.
A bad vessel.
And it is gone and disappear. And I always ask them, please keep that form, because nobody play in it anymore.
Right.
It's very rare to find.
Well, so for me, a lot of those things are preserving basically human culture.
Yeah?
I find like, maybe I'm a bit rude, but I find like not any of that knowledge is much more important or sacred than the other.
Yeah.
It's a historical human contribution.
Yes?
And it teaches us how to move in a certain way in a martial context, or to unlock coordination and power understanding, period. So maybe it's not even a strictly martial form, but it's just a form that teaches you how to improve energy flow, coordination, and power output is usually the main ones. Most people don't get past the fact that the forms are usually just exercises in like literature or grammar. So for instance, your stationary basics are like an alphabet of motion. When you put them together, like let's say with a horse stance, wipe and punch, that's like one word expression, or in Chinese martial arts, they call that a technique, right? Like a expression, right? A technique is like a word.
Yeah.
When you string it together, a combination is the sentence, the forms are paragraphs, but the ultimate goal should be that you are fluent. And in order to do that, you have to be conversational, and in a solo setting, that means you should be able to freestyle, right? So you can take pieces of your form, change this, change that, and get to that point, like you said, where you don't need the form.
Yes.
Unless you're the coach, then you
Yes.
have to retain it so that you have these teaching tools for the future generation. But really, as an athlete and an artist, you do not need to remember what you did in 5th grade English. I mean, it's just not necessary.
Well, for me, this was a different story. For me, those are connecting me with my teachers. This is the boundary that
that's
I
for
have.
a coach, and that's, I agree.
Because of that, there was a very important things why I do the form, why I try my best to remember all those things, because it brings me back to that connection with him, how we practice, what we do, and so on. That's why for me it was important.
That part I agree with, because when like my teachers like started to pass away, my two main ones passed away already, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this practice for that coach, you know?
Yes.
And then you want to have that to cherish the memory.
You know what I say to my students sometimes? I say to them, listen, there is nothing greater that I can give you to share with you that special kind of form. To remember me or to find good close to me, practice that.
Okay.
Then you will have it, you've been close to.
I
It's
like
something
it.
like a master will put it inside of you.
But my point is, even you said you want to forget it.
Yes, there is a point.
We're going
in
to
the
get to that point where we should forget it.
Yes, yes. There is a point you say you have to learn to forget everything so the mind can be quiet and peaceful.
Correct.
That's the point, yes. That we are in that point now. A little bit
Yes.
to that point, yes.
In my own practice, like actually a lot of the routines, I never really perform them, but I'll train them. And there's some routines that I still train as things that are difficult to perform correctly. So you use that as, like I said, energy exercises or coordination exercises. But then in performance, we'll use simpler combinations or easier things to showcase, so that you have your performance type of movement and you have your training type of movement.
Yes.
When did you want to focus on teaching others and start a school?
I never really focused on that. It suddenly happened because I was doing karate, and one of my karate teacher was from Saudi Arabia, and he suddenly had to leave to Egypt, and then the other brother said to me, who's going to take up the school? So I have no choice to stand in to take care of the school, karate school. And because of that, it become a part of it, that it become just your life, and you start teaching. It's not something I was planning, oh, tomorrow I'm open the school. No. The Kungfu school, yes, we think about it, because when I was doing the karate class, and some of the people actually wanted to learn Kung Fu from me, and I didn't want to teach the Kung Fu. So my brother is the one who said to me, hey, listen, if you don't want to teach this beautiful chick, teach me, I'll teach her.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's what Freddie said, yes, exactly. Yes, so then we started to teach the Kung Fu in a small group of people in the park.
Thus was the genesis.
Well, I'm sorry, that's
No, it's
exactly
fine.
what is.
It's
Come on,
a fun story.
We're
Henny.
still South American.
It's a fun story.
We're still South American. You know what it's about.
It's ridiculous. Although that is a problem, you know, especially, you know, sometimes at my school too, you know, certain people will walk in and then everyone's an expert, you know. It's like, calm down. Calm down.
So that's the way we start. And then the Kung Fu school was in 1984. Actually, it was 83, but it didn't start, like we call official paperwork was in 84. But in 83, I slowly start to teach the Kung Fu in the park while I still have the karate school. And then in 1984, my daughter was born. Not long after that, for you to see how bad dad I am, I left to Hong Kong to live in Hong Kong by my grandmaster to study Kung Fu. You gotta be kidding. Crazy is that, eh? So in that way, when I came back, I say to them, no more karate school. You guys can take it over. I stopped the karate, and then I'll run the Kung Fu school. See that? So the Kung Fu school was running actually mostly in the park. We go in the park, and then later we go to the gym. And my good friend, a guy called Ed Nieuwendyk, who had helped too because they had money in that property, helped to get the place, and then we start the Kung Fu school. So I'm always lucky in those parts. I was always lucky. So that, and before you know, you turn around and look and say, Jesus, it's already 30-something years. You kidding me? So long?
That's wild.
Yep, it's a really long time, yes. And I did not say that I want to stop the Kung Fu school, but it become a complicated issue that your students become a teacher to open a school, and that is something today. I was talking about Master Michael was also there. I was talking to the student was there, how difficult for them to understand the true rules of Kung Fu. I only gave them 5 rules. And
Let me list them.
tell me that.
Honor, loyalty, commitment, discipline.
A respect.
Respect.
Yes.
She lost one.
I said it this
Just joking.
Yes. This is the point that I give them 5 rules. And there's one more thing I tell to them before they bow. A teacher for one day is like a father for lifetime. If you do not obey that rules, do not bow. But I know they cannot keep that commitment, that promise. So when they start to bow in front of me, the moment that they want to go down, I lift them up to not let them complete the bow.
Fish hook.
Huh?
Poke them in the eyeball.
Not exactly. Because I know that they cannot maintain the commitment. Or do they say to me, Sifu, we swear. I say, please don't. Leave God out of it. Because I know you cannot. And then you are seeing this, the new generation change, that they have sometime, I'm honest to say, they have no respect for the Sifu. It's like, hey you, hey there, hey. That's not the way. Normally you come in my time, you say to your Sifu, Sifu ni hao. You go to your Sifu, you do this, all kind of stuff. The new generation, no. Now it's all about the lion dancing, the money for them. They only think about their school. People bow and they try to do all the tradition, but they do not understand the concept of it. And that's the reason why it make me 2 step back. Let them run the school. Let them do the things. Let me say to you. And then they were not so happy when I decided to retreat. You have the peace of within the school, because schools, they're great, but the more students you have, the more headache you have, honestly. I tell you, I've been to many of those things I know it's about. You know, and anybody say to me, it is not true, that they lie. You see, because in that case you have fear, because many people who come into school, they are come open, but slowly you do not know what their intent is. Even me getting challenged at my Kung Fu school, I don't even accept the challenge. Before I accept it, now no.
You still getting challenges over here?
Oh yes, no, here not.
Holland?
In Holland, but most of people don't, but sometimes they come and then they train in the class and they want to do like they better.
Okay.
And then I will say to them, please do not show. That's why I don't want people to show other Kung Fu, what they don't train in my school.
Right.
And if it's not, then I have no other choice to show you that it is not appropriate to do that in my school. But I try to avoid those kind of things. See that? So it is better to let them be, you're better than me. It's okay, I can accept it. See that? Because it's no use to fight. It's no use to go to that point. So, here I am. I only get challenged from snakes. And those big trees that I have to lift every day.
What kind of advice would you give us?
I'm too young to give you guys advice.
Yeah, that's a really broad question. Specific to which chapter of life?
Growing in martial arts? Make it more specific to martial arts.
What do you want to do with martial arts?
I see it the same as Sifu sees it. So it's part of your life. You can apply it to everything in life. It's not
Exactly.
only...
It's a way of life.
Yeah. You can apply it how you make your bed or how you make your food and get the discipline there.
And when you feel down, practice. It raises you up. And try to find a way to quiet your mind. Be conscious of life, because life is so precious and so short. Appreciate life every day when you wake up and you open your eyes. And appreciate the food you eat and the things you do, the walking and everything, because there's millions who don't have the luxury that we have. See that? Be good to yourself, be good to others. If you don't have the love in you, you cannot love the other either. Everything you practice because you want to practice it, not you have to practice it. Feel inside. If you like to practice, you practice. If you don't like to practice, relax. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a master to enjoy what you're practicing. Do. Live to learn to live. Life is love, love is life. That is the key. For me, Dan, for Master Philip.
That's really good.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you.